I hope you're having a great day. Well, over the last couple of years, we've seen hundreds and hundreds of cases with diabetes. We're talking about type 2 diabetes today. And we need to understand that this is not really a disease. It's basically a lifestyle disorder. It's basically a dietary illness, which means that a poor lifestyle and poor dietary habits can lead to type 2 diabetes, which means that what can reverse type 2 diabetes also revolves in the kind of lifestyle you live and the kind of dietary changes that you make. Now, over the last couple of years, with a lot of data in terms of type 2 diabetics who come to us, there are certain commonalities that we've noticed amongst many of them. We're not saying all of them, we're saying many of them. And these commonalities may just help you to understand if you have type 2 diabetes, what some of the steps are that you can take in order to start getting off your medication, of course, with your doctor's approval, and basically leading a life which is free of type 2 diabetes. The first thing you need to believe is that yes, type 2 diabetes is completely reversible in most cases. And this is the first thing that health professionals need to tell their patients and give them a little bit of hope that if you change your lifestyle, there is a chance that you can reverse your type 2 diabetes. So the number one commonality that we see in most people who have type 2 diabetes and their sugar levels keep fluctuating and they don't seem to be coming down and their medication seems to be increasing month on month is a sedentary lifestyle. If you are sedentary, your type 2 diabetes is going to get worse, which means you need to put an effort to make your lifestyle more active. Now, you may be one of those types of people who does a 1 hour workout, but you're sedentary for the rest of the day. You're sitting throughout, there's very little activity. That's not going to help. That is called sedentary active. When we talk about active, it means you need to kind of be active throughout the day. Just beyond your 1 hour workout, you need to be getting up from your chair, moving around, doing things, answering your doorbell, getting your own remote from the television set and all of that stuff. It means adding more activity over and above your 1 hour workout. The more sedentary you are, the worse your type 2 diabetes tends to get. The second thing, and this is the most important point which we see as a commonality in most people with type 2 diabetes, they tend to go low fat and they tend to go high carb. It's actually got to be the opposite way around. You need to go low carb, and when I say low, I'm saying low, L-O-W, I'm not saying no carb. I'm saying you need to go low carb and you got to go high fat. We have to stop believing that fat makes us put on fat. We need to stop believing that fat makes us sick and fat makes us have issues of cholesterol and triglycerides. The wrong fat and too much of fat is the culprit. But we need good fats for several functions in the human body. The number one function being the health of your hormones. As you know, in diabetes, there's a hormone called insulin which is involved. Insulin is a hormone. People who go on oil-free diets, they start cutting down their oil and they go extremely low fat. They keep on buying low-fat products in the market and all of that stuff. They make a huge mistake, not understanding that the good fat from nuts and seeds and the right kind of oils which are not refined, from your all these good fats are great for your heart, for your diabetes, for your hormones, for your cells, for your hair, for your skin, and even for weight loss. Now, you could be having good quality fats, but if you tend to overeat that, anything in excess is bad for you because a fat is a fat. But going low fat is going to mess up not just your diabetic levels, but a whole load of other stuff in your body because key vitamins like vitamin A, D, E, and K gets absorbed in the presence of fat. And most diabetics, they go low fat, they get into all of this oil-free cooking, and it just messes up everything. What you need to do is introduce the right fats, the good quality fats into your diet, and you need to go low carb. By only making this change, by going low carb and going high fat within your calorific intake, I'm not saying overdo the fats, you will see a decrease in your blood sugar levels. The third, the debate about fruits. Type 2 diabetics either eat too many fruits or they eat too less of fruits. We need to understand that there's something called a glycemic index and a glycemic load. We should be focused on the glycemic load. When you're focusing on your glycemic load, you look at the total load of carbohydrates in your body. So yes, a type 2 diabetic can have 2 fruits in a day. They can have 3 fruits in a day. But most of them, they have all these 3 fruits together in one fruit platter. And that makes the biggest change in their blood sugar levels. You got to space out your fruits because you don't want too much of fructose going into your system at one time. The idea is to space out your carbs. So we need to understand that fruits are necessary, including raw vegetables. We see raw vegetables are lesser in people who have type 2 diabetes, most people. You need to understand that you're getting key digestive enzymes, a lot of trace minerals from raw food like fruits and vegetables, which helps you with your digestion. Now, why digestion? Because yes, if you have an acidic digestive system, guess what? Your pancreas are involved. Your pancreas get inflamed, they get acidic in nature, they can't produce the right amount of insulin, it can't handle insulin the right way. So that's the fourth point. Most diabetics don't understand that your pancreas are involved in your type 2 diabetes. Most diabetics just look at their sugar levels, pre, post, and that's all they look at. They don't understand that they need to put focus on their pancreas, on the health of your pancreas. Pancreas has the function of producing digestive enzymes because it is connected with our digestive system, and producing insulin, which is connected with your blood sugar levels. So you want to make sure that you're not acidic, because so many people, one commonality in people who have diabetes is they are acidic, they are bloated, they have constipation, they have indigestion, or they have IBS. These are all issues of your gut and digestive system, and it is correlated with the health of your pancreas, which is correlated with the way it produces insulin. So you see, you can't look at the human body like a car and just look at one part at a time. The human body, everything is interconnected with each other. So you need to start taking care of your pancreas as well. Artificial sweeteners and jaggery. Just because you're not allowed to have white sugar doesn't mean you have 4 to 5 sachets of artificial sugar and artificial sweeteners, which has aspartame, which is worse because it has every connection with inflammation in the human body, and type 2 diabetes is an inflammatory condition. So we got to be careful of anything that's artificial in the human body. And the second thing is jaggery. Jaggery has almost the same GI as sugar. Now it may be healthier because it's got phosphorus, iron, trace minerals. It's not as processed as white refined sugar, but it will behave the same way as white sugar in the body of a type 2 diabetic. So you need to go even on your jaggery consumption again. The fifth commonality that we see, type 2 diabetics, most of them tend to overeat because they eat too fast. If you're that kind of person who eats too fast, you tend to eat more than your body requires. If you eat more food than your body requires, it's very simple. Everything in your body has to be produced in excess, be it insulin, be it your digestive enzymes, be it your stomach acid. So slow down and chew your food. Because if you chew your food, you're producing amylase, lipase, which already starts the breakdown of carbohydrates and fats in your mouth. So the more you chew, you can see a direct correlation between how your blood sugar levels behave. Try this. At your next meal, check your blood sugar levels before and after, and really slow down with this meal. Chew, keep on chewing until you made a liquid of your food in your mouth and swallow it. And check your post-meal fasting, and you'll find there is a difference, because you're not just depending on digestion in your system, but on digestion which starts in your mouth. So you want to chew your food, you want to make sure that you don't overeat. Don't keep long gaps between your meals just because you have work or you have some other function to take, or some other errand to do, because the more gap you keep between your meals, you end up eating more food at the next meal because you're hungry. So the more you eat, all your levels will change and fluctuate in the human body. And of course, stress, commonality, stress and low sleep levels. Okay, because we know that most of your hormonal balance happens while you sleep. And we also know that most of your hormonal imbalance happens when you're chronically stressed, because you have cortisol that goes up and impacts every other hormone in the human body. So these are commonalities, simple lifestyle commonalities that we see in people who have type 2 diabetes, most people. So if you're one of them and you start making these changes over here, you can be assured that there is a huge chance that you can reverse your type 2 diabetes, and eventually, with the help of your doctor, you can even get off your medication. Have a great day, everyone. Until next time, eat smart, move more, sleep right, and breathe deep.